What did you see today, Coach?
Great competition. We had a lot of call-up periods, and then we went in. We had a 2-minute deal right there in the red zone at the 25 going in. Offense had no timeouts. They were down by 8. Had to score a touchdown to get a 2-point conversion. And then offense 1-1, defense 1-1. Just won the competition today.
Shane, you put a lot of emphasis on those call-up periods. What do you like about getting those done in practice?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, it lets the guys think, right? It maximizes their, instead of looking at a script, it's like, hey, we're going to go out and call plays. And, a lot of our systems installed, and we're adding pieces bit by bit, but it's good to let those guys go out there and react and think like it's game-like.
Where'd you get that from? Was that something Norv did, or?
I think a lot of teams do it around the league. Call-up periods, I think most teams do it. Again, I like the competition part of it. It's good for coaches, subbing in and out, getting guys in, treating it like a game, so that was good.
I think you look more comfortable too.
Yeah, I thought he had a heck of a day today. He was really solid. Made some big-time throws, obviously the 2-minute drive. Threw a nice touchdown right there in the end zone. Then the 2-point play that he ran into us was pretty good to see.
Preseason football is about to get started. Yeah. Any decisions have been made about how much we're going to see each quarterback this weekend?
No, we're still working through that. We'll get that decision made probably midweek or later in the week.
What's changed with Anthony?
I got to talk to the trainers. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah.
What's changed with 5? It seems like he's like the past couple of days, all of a sudden, it's like, bam, he's really comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you get repetitions and you do things more and more, you're going to get more comfortable. And I think he's gaining confidence in the system and gaining confidence with his teammates. And you have that, you have the talent that he has. It's usually a good thing.
Shane, will you kind of do like a?
What's one thing you think you have to work with them before the season on?
It's a good question. You know what? I think just being part of the NFL, it's a big step for a college player, but he's been really good in the meeting rooms. I think sometimes it's a fast game with the NFL, and just got to keep him calm in there sometimes, and he does a hell of a job.
Shane, will you kind of use sort of an alternating process with the quarterback play in the preseason, even though you haven't made your final decisions yet? But do you?
Yeah, like I said, we're still working through that. I'll give you guys, some answers here later.
Shane, when you go to these situations, especially 2 minutes, when Anthony has, 3 plays or 2 plays, what impresses you? The end result or just how he's processing?
Just the operation of it, you know what I mean? 2 minute, I think, in college it's funny because in college the clock always stops, when you get a first down. And so, you're on the ball, there's so many different situations that come out. We've been talking about it through the meeting rooms, and they show up. We had one last week, that we showed in the meeting room, a game-like situation that actually came up on the practice field, and another situation that came up today. He was operating at a high level.
Shane, just 2 practices this week with the game. Anything you'll change about this week, considering it's just a Tuesday, Thursday?
No, I feel good where we're at. I want to get these guys rested up a little bit and get them ready to go for Buffalo.
At this point,
anything different on Casey?
No.
At this
Multiple
point,
back shoulder attempts to Michael Strong over the last couple of days. Any specific reason that's being picked up here recently?
He's a big body type guy. He made some big plays the other, last week or whatever. So let's keep working that. It's a hard ball to defend. So like that.
What's impressed you most about Darrell Baker?
Just his speed and his aggressiveness. He's been great in man-to-man coverage. He's got good vision. Reading the quarterback's eyes. I like the way he works, and he keeps improving every day.
with Speed's interception at the end of the game, and then Leonard's hand in one of them on one of the 7-on-7s. How much of an emphasis do you have on turnovers this year on defense?
Oh, huge. I think, one of the keys to victory is win the turnover battle. You look around the league, teams that win the turnover battle have, I think it's like 77, 75, somewhere around there to win games. This league's so tight. There's so much, parity in this league, and you got to take care of the football.
And Coach, you got to...
Yeah, exactly. We're still ramping him up, going through that phase with him, but like when he goes.
So it's playing, I know he's kind of walked off and kind of took a knee on one side, just playing.
Yeah.
Coach, you've got a competitive tight end room. What are you seeing in camp?
Shoot, it is good. We got some guys banged up. We signed a couple guys, but it's good to see the competitive nature of that group. It's going to be good. There's a lot of battles, position camp battles going on. Tight ends is one of them, but like where they're at. Drew Ogletree's, done some really good things. Pharaoh Brown's done some good things. I know Jelani's banged up and Will. So we got those other guys in to come in and compete, but like the group as a whole, and we'll see how it plays out.
Anthony and Alec have now connected on multiple deep balls through training camp. Get a really big reaction from the fans.
Yeah.
Has there been a specific emphasis on that deep threat with those two and the rapport they're building?
I think when you got a guy that has speed, with Alec's speed, he's got a chance to hit some big ones over the top and shoot. He made a heck of a throw, and just the call-up period to him. It was a one-on-one backside, and we had another combination over there, and he snapped back and threw that one-on-one, and great throw and great catch.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Coach.
I just create a little room for him, guys. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you up and walking around. Looks good walking around.
That's it.
Hey, see?
Just overall intensity of the defense so far and physicality that you have has on the fly around. Obviously, saw EJ, get one of the
You know, it's always good, you know, put the pads on. Football's not played in shirts and shorts. You know, obviously, you know, when you're playing physical, one side's going to like it more than the other, so, you know, that's typically how that goes. But it's been good back and forth. Like Coach said, you know, it's been, you know, just great competition, great intensity at practice. You know, guys are having fun, guys are competing, guys are pushing each other, and that just brings out the best of all of us.
How has that been impacted now that Shaq is back doing 11 on 11?
You know, it's good. You know, just obviously, you know, him being out there. You know, me and him just specifically getting to work on that chemistry. You know, obviously me and him playing off of each other. Just kind of understanding where we are both want to be at. But obviously it's good to have him back out there, moving around, putting in place, putting pads on people. So, you know, it's good for everybody.
Coach Steichen just mentioned the importance of winning the turnover battle. So for you, as a linebacker, a leader on this defense, are you emphasizing that to your teammates?
Yeah, every time. You know, whether that's in the stretch lines right before the drive starts, in the middle of the drive, just understanding, look, man, you got to get at that ball, got to punch the ball. We've seen, you know, last year how turnovers just can completely shift the game. And, you know, that's something that we can't take for granted. Opportunities are only going to come when you're looking for them. So just, you know, catch the ones that's thrown to you, constantly hammer and rake at the ball, and, you know, just make those plays.
And how was you seeing EJ get that pick to close out practice?
Speed, my boy Speed going crazy, man. Obviously, he's been making a lot of plays all camp. So, you know, for him to make that play ended just like that, and, you know, definitely turned me up. The offense was just complaining because somebody got hit too hard or whatever. So, so, you know, to see my boy Speed to finish it on their sideline just like that, to pose, take the pick, that's going to have a good night.
We've seen a lot of progress with Anthony Richardson over the last couple of days. What's been your perspective as a defensive player, seeing him over these last two practices?
Man, just honestly, he's just so much more comfortable. You know, starting to find his rhythm, starting to find that, you know, the version of his game in this offense, you know, at this level, which is great to see. You know, obviously mistakes are still there, still a young player, but, you know, it's just encouraging to see that growth, you know, especially from early on into now. So, obviously, you know, take that momentum, roll into the preseason, roll that into the season, and, you know, I think he can be special for sure.
from Darrell, from the growth perspective, the guy that kind of get out the way. Darrell Baker.
Oh, DJ? Oh, you call him Darrell.
I don't know any young Darrells, but I mean.
Yeah, that is old name. Shout out to my boy DJ. Nah, man, DJ, bro, that's just a young player that's always in the right spot, man. Always knows what to do, always making plays, man. He doesn't shy away from that competition, whether that's him going up against AP, him going up against Pitt, or whoever he matches up against, he doesn't shy away from that, always making plays on the ball, man. It's good to see. You know, I know it's a lot of competition right now at that spot, so it's always great to see a young player to just embrace that, go after that, and, you know, take advantage of his opportunity. So.
You spoke a lot about when you like when the football side gets a little bit more physical. Earlier in practice today, we saw you hold up a little bit on Isaiah McKenzie. How hard was that for you to hold up?
First of all, Isaiah's so small, I don't got to do much. That's that, and it was really just to prove a point because I had to make sure I was cool with Coach. Like, hold on, Coach, I didn't hit him now. I had to hold him up.
You even put your hands up just like that.
Yeah, come on, man. Hey, look, don't find me. Nah, man, look, that's my favorite part of the game. Like, I come out here to compete, talk trash, and put the pads on somebody, man. So, football's a physical game. You know, I love the physical side of it. So, you know, I'm always going to take advantage of it. And look, they know I back up my words, so, you know, I ain't going to say nothing I ain't willing to stand on. So, that's how I live.
Last year you spoke pretty evidently about wanting to play in preseason. It's live football. Preseason's less than a week away. Do you still feel that same way?
I definitely feel like preseason reps is necessary, you know, at some point. You know, really even just pregame routine, you know, going through that, getting your mind right. And then even now, you know, obviously we had a couple move the ball caller periods. I feel like it's really good for at least me personally just to get into that live situation. I was just telling somebody yesterday, like it's different when, okay, they threw a hitch to Pittman, I'm gonna run over there and hustle, rather than they throw a hitch to whoever, and I gotta go tackle them and then go back and call a play. That's just a different level of energy, different level of conditioning that you need to be in. So, obviously we all in great shape and we practice hard and all that other stuff, but it is a difference when you're playing the game. So just even a couple snaps, live tackling, I ain't tackling, but even though it's just like riding a bike. So.
Going into preseason, what has the chemistry been like on defense so far?
Man, it's been awesome. I feel like a lot of young guys mixed with some vets that's played together for a long time, like me, Shaq, Speed, Kenny, Julian, Buck, bro. We've been playing together for years now at this point. So our chemistry and our understanding of each other is growing a lot too. But you mix in the young guys, Rob T, DJ. Young Julian, or Julius Smith. So it's just building and growing, but I think that just comes from us spending time together, hanging out together. We got a great locker room, man. We really enjoy hanging with each other, clowning with each other, and I think that carries over on the field, very easily. So.
With Richardson's athleticism and all the dual threat nature that he has in the backfield, how does that sharpen the defense even more that you get that in training camp now?
Well, you see where the league's going. Obviously, all the young quarterbacks that's coming in the league and even seem like the more successful ones now have that component in their game. And, just when you're playing against a good QB like AR, your antennas are always up. You always got to be on your toes and just understand that they might call his number, not just, the running back or the receivers and stuff too. So getting a chance to sharpen our iron against a young quarterback like AR and, a sharp mind like Coach Steichen, definitely is going to put us in a position to succeed coming through the season.
Any players on
defense? A pretty big milestone, being able to play in the padded 11-on-11s with some contact yesterday. How has it felt being a teammate of his, watching him go through this recovery process, getting back to his old self?
Oh man, I tell him all the time, bro. Before I tell him, I said, like, I got your back out there. Just letting him know that for one, he's not out there by himself. He ain't got to go out there and try to be Superman. Because look, we got your back. Take your time. And then even too, there's good moments, there's bad moments, but I tell them, it's just a journey. One good moment a day, is good enough. We'll stack on that, continue to build, and because we're working towards something. We're working towards wanting to play all 17. That's our goal. So, just trying to support him, try to be there as much as I can, knowing that he can lean on me whenever he needs it, and just try to, like I said, just try to be a good supportive teammate and a good support friend.
Any new faces on defense this year that maybe has stood out to you that wasn't on your radar when training camp, like this, like, okay, I see you?
I would definitely just say, for sure, the young guys, obviously we talked about DJ, for sure. Young Shagun, man, that's my boy, man. He's been flying around making plays, putting his pads on people. Can't wait to see him in the preseason. And then the young D lineman, obviously having Quan back is a big deal. Young Tommy, so it's definitely a lot of guys running around making a lot of plays, for sure at all the levels. Just telling the boys, man, look, it's a journey. We got practice now, preseason, joint practice. So it's a long ways to go, man. We just got to keep growing, keep getting better every day. So
awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Always. Excuse me.
So, Darrell, a lot of things clicked for you this offseason. Training camp going really well. A lot of coaches, a lot of teammates giving you props for your production so far. What's felt different for you so far?
Really, nothing for real. I feel like I've always been able to do this, all the work that I put in, during this off season, and then when I get those opportunities to step up for my brothers and my coaches give me that trust, you just come in, do the right thing, and make the right plays.
What have you proven this training camp to the Colts coaching staff?
That I can play in the system, that they can trust me alongside my brothers. But, it's not just really proving to the coaches, it's proving to my brothers that I'm going to be on the field with as well.
Which wide receiver do you think has pushed you the most?
I'll probably say Alec Pierce. I love going against him. He's a bigger body receiver that you're going to see almost every week in and out. So I love those type of matchups.
How excited are you for the preseason to be able to get to show what you can do with these first 10 months?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited for this preseason. It's been a long time, but just to come in and see what we all can do together. Just keep going.
And how would you define a successful preseason?
Just to keep improving, whether it's day by day, game by game, and seeing how everybody fits in our scheme.
A lot of young guys in the corner room, 3 rookies even that were drafted by the team. What are your thoughts on the room as a whole and just what you guys have been able to do even for being so young?
As a room, I feel like we'll be pretty fine. We just take it day by day. The only goal that we have is to be the best DB group in the NFL, so as long as we keep working towards that every day, we can make that happen.
What have you seen from Anthony Richardson, just his growth throughout training camp?
It's crazy, man. I like him a lot. Like each practice, he gets better and better, and like you can see why we drafted him in that first round with the pick that we had.
How have you grown the most personally since the start of training camp?
I say just immaturity, man. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than any individual out here. So just not only playing for myself, but playing for my brothers. I have a kid on the way now, so also playing for him as well. So it's a bigger meaning.
A couple more. I know you prepare like a starter all the time, but did your mindset change at all coming in, knowing how open this position was?
No, sir. Whether I'm on practice squad or whatever, I'm always prepared like a starter. So I'm gonna just have that mindset no matter what.
The extra time in the system from last year carrying over to this season, do you feel a little bit more comfortable in this system specifically?
Yeah, for sure. Being on that practice squad, I got to work on a lot of things that the coaches look for. So that has definitely helped me out a lot.
You've been taking a lot of reps with the ones. How much confidence does that give you going into preseason with the regular season just around the corner?
I say a whole lot, but I'd like to stay pretty level-headed and, just kind of take it day by day, keep improving, and I constantly want to learn and get better. Thank y'all.